Again, unleashing on Iran. He says that the United States has total control over the Strait of Hormuz. He also ripped the regime as untrustworthy.
I don't trust Iran. Why? Are you saying I trust Iran? I'm the last person that trusts Iran. They've lied to me constantly. We have total control over the Hormuz Strait right now. They don't have control. We have total control. We own it. And at some point, maybe they'll do something and then they get blown away. But right now, we're in a very good position.
Joining us now, Fox News contributor Dan Hoffman, former CIA chief of station. Dan, great to have you with us. Let's start right there about what the president said. Do you agree with that assessment?
Well, I think Iran would dispute that assertion from the president. Iran would say that by virtue of the fact that they retain enough drones and ballistic missiles and their so-called mosquito fleet that they can interfere with traffic in the Strait of Hormuz, and that I wouldn't say that Iran controls it, but they've disrupted transport through the Strait of Hormuz. I think right now we're essentially with Iran, where Iran seeks to impact the global economy, and we have a very effective blockade which is devastating Iran's economy. And the question I'm sure the president is posing to his national security team and his intelligence community is whether this pressure on Iran will result in any changes in their interest in coming to the negotiating table. So far it hasn't, but neither have military strikes delivered Iran to the negotiating table to negotiate in good faith.
So yesterday afternoon, I spoke with General Jack Keane, and he believes that what they will turn to now, Iran, as we get closer to the midterms, is increasing violence and attacks. Here he is.
Just in the last few weeks, they've conducted 22 attacks. Yeah. And as we get closer, I think we run the risk of the frequency may increase, but also the purpose of the attack and the violence of the attack may also. They think the closer they get to the midterm elections in terms of their actions, the less likelihood the president to respond militarily against them.
Do you agree with that? And what kind of escalated attacks or, more violent attacks do you think they may turn to?
No, I think that's the usual sage analysis from General Keane. We're also seeing increased attacks from the Houthis in the Red Sea. I think what Iran wants, if you look at their strategic objective, it's to reduce or eliminate altogether U.S. influence in the Middle East. They want to drive up the cost of us being there, and this is certainly one way for them to do it. I expect our military and our intelligence collection to be on high alert so that we can detect Iran's plans and intentions before they put them into effect.
You know, obviously, there's a lot of, as General Keane said yesterday, in many senses, it might be better if this story never got out. But we do know the president acknowledged that he was taken out of Air Force One. The details are that it was in a catering truck, and there's reports that there were 3 other close aides who were with him. And it was because they were very concerned about a shoulder-fired missile attack, according to these reports, on Air Force One. What do you think about that situation?
So I think first and foremost, this was an intelligence failure. We're supposed to detect threats to the president way out left of boom, as we like to say, so that we can preempt those threats and neutralize them. In this case, there was a short time fuse. The president and his team didn't have very much time to make decisions. Turkey is responsible for the president's safety in country, and they didn't have the intelligence collection, which reportedly came from Israel, and we didn't have enough time, I don't think, to determine the veracity of that reporting. Now, if that was a real threat, it's still ongoing. I think we need to get to the bottom of what that threat was, because it could reinvent itself in some other part of the world against the president or his team.
And that we've seen
yeah.
I'm sorry, you're probably about to go there, so excuse me for interrupting. But the decoy that had White House staff on it and members of the press on it that went and flew on. What do you think about that?
So the whole point of that ruse was for the Iranians to believe that the president was still on that aircraft, which meant that those people on the aircraft, cabinet officials, the press, they were unwitting decoys. I just have to believe there might have been a better way to do this. Maybe ground that plane until the president lands in the UK, and once he's safe and the threat eliminated, then you could, have that plane take off. All of this has come to light because we live in a democracy. And I think no one understands that better than the president and his team, that you could never have kept this a secret regardless. So this is going to be a tricky one. Expect some congressional oversight to get to the bottom of this. There are probably more facts yet to come out, but I would go back to the intelligence collection as a critical element which got us started on this extraordinarily difficult situation.
Dan Hoffman, as always, thank you, Dan. Good to see you.
Thanks.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.